Okay, and maybe we should go to the next question so that we keep advancing little by little. So, then we have the 5 conditions necessary for birth in the Pure Land of Amida Buddha. Yes, this is described in Rennyo's Ofumi, or letters. Okay, so let's go to the book, The Meaning of Faith and Nembutsu in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. By Yosho Sensei, it says, let me open it. And according to what I have here, this is in pages 236. 236. So let's go there. 236. Okay, so these categories were made by Master Rennyo, and this is a very beautiful way to summarize the process of receiving Shinjin. Yes, okay. So according to Master Rennyo, there are 5 conditions that someone must meet in order to be born in the Pure Land. First, store good from the past, yes, including past lives, yes. Then, a good spiritual teacher, yes. 3, Amida Buddha's light, which we will see what that means, is the primal vow, actually. Then trust in heart, then Shinjin, and then after receiving Shinjin, you say the Nembutsu of faith, you see? So many people, I mean, of course, we should say Nembutsu before receiving Shinjin. However, the true Nembutsu comes after all of these things have happened in the past, no? To receive the good teaching, to hear Amida Buddha's primal vow, then you receive faith, and then you say Amida Buddha's name. Then the store good from the past.
Because true Nembutsu is the expression of faith.
It's the expression of faith. And this is, I think, the way that Shinran, and I think this is the true genius of Shinran Shonin. He really did a wonderful job, you know, explaining the essence of all the of Pure Land Buddhism, and also this Nembutsu path with the concept of Shinjin. And this is so beautifully done, yes, and it's so clear.
It's like if you love somebody, you say I love you, but before saying I love you, you have to actually love that person. Otherwise, your words of I love you are false.
Yes, there are many temples nowadays in Japan, China, where people go to say Nembutsu, and it's good that they say Nembutsu. However, they say Nembutsu maybe not with the wish to go to the Pure and not believing in Amida, because they think it brings good luck, whatever. And this is not the true Nembutsu, no? Or they go to say Nembutsu just because Auntie, I don't know, Mary go and died, and then I went to the funeral and they say Nembutsu. And, okay, this Nembutsu is not the Nembutsu of faith. The Nembutsu of faith comes when you have true Shinjin, or faith in Amida Buddha, yes, according to the 8 elements of faith that we have already described. Yes, but remember that this is the Nembutsu as a consequence of faith. You have to be in love with someone in order for the words, as Yosho Sensei so eloquently puts it, for those words to make sense. Otherwise, if you say I love you like a robot, then it doesn't mean that much, no? However, it's good to say Amida Buddha's name, but in order to go to the Pure Land, you have to have faith in him and wish to be born in the Pure Land, no? But let's go little by little, step by step, because here in the book that I'm reading of The Meaning of Faith and Nembutsu is clearly explained. The stored good from the past, the stored good from the past represents our good karma from past lives and this life, okay, which manifests itself as an opening or receptive state of mind towards the message of the primal vow of Amida Buddha. Okay, this is why Rennyo, especially in the Ryogemon, he always told us, do not share Jodo Shinshu with everybody. Do not be noisy. Yes, because many people are not ready to hear about the Buddha Dharma in general, and many of them, even if they are Buddhist or they claim to be Buddhist, they are not ready to hear about the primal vow either. You know, so we shouldn't be, you know, trying to convert people like the Jehovah's Witness, because this is against the law of cause and effect, against the law of karma. We have to respect that everybody has their own process, yes, and in order to be interested in the primal vow, you have to have this good from the past, yes. And what is this good from the past? Is being devotional towards the Buddhas, having a positive connection towards the Buddhas. Okay, it doesn't mean that we were great masters in the past or something like this. Yes, maybe not. Maybe it only meant that we were a little bit open towards the Buddhas. We were respectful towards bodhisattvas, towards Buddhas. Yes, Maybe we met good teachers in the past that taught us that it's good to be faithful towards the Buddhas. And this slowly begin to open our hearts. Yes. And in this life, we also can cultivate this receptive state of mind by being devotional towards Amida Buddha, even though it may be strange for some people at start, but it's good to bow in front of Amida Buddha. Even if still you have doubts, it's good to say the Nembutsu before receiving Shinjin, yes? Because this begins to open our minds to the possibility that the primal vow is true, and then we finally entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha. But without this openness that comes from the past, there is no way for us to receive Shinjin, because otherwise it's like a door that is closed. The light can try to go in, but if the door is closed, then the light won't come in. You see, as simple as that, okay? So Dharma, so listening to the Dharma is actually is actually the most important teaching in Jodo Shinshu, because as Rennyo Shonin said, Monto, or hearing the teaching, is actually the alpha and the omega of Jodo Shinshu. You have to listen to the Dharma again and again, okay? Listen to the primal vow, okay? Keep reading Amida Dharma, and then finally one day you will be able to entrust yourself to Amida Buddha completely, okay? But if we don't have this stored good, yes, and we don't practice profoundly listening to Amida Buddha's Dharma, and we don't have this karmic seed from past lives, yes, that makes us open to the influence of the Buddhas, that is impossible for people in this life to receive a faith, okay? A lot of people. Yes.
So this good from the past is actually putting us into an opening state of mind, into a listening mood, in which we can and listen to the Dharma and entrust to Amida.
The second element, yes, is the good spiritual teacher. Yes. So I will read here from the book of The Meaning of Faith and Nembutsu. If you want to study this topic, it is between pages 236 and 240. He says, the good spiritual teacher is the one who guides us to the path of reliance on the primal vow of Amida Buddha. He or she is the messenger who urges us to take refuge in Amida Buddha, and his apparition is also a manifestation of the stored good from the past. His message can be received only in the open state of mind I explained before. In Jodo Shinshu, the teacher is called Senjishiki, or Kalyanamitra in Sanskrit, which is translated as a good friend on the path. It is not to be mistaken for the role of the master or guru in other Buddhist traditions. Okay, so who is this Senjishiki? As Yosho Sensei says, is a good spiritual friend, but it also could be a book. Yes. For instance, in the case of Yosho Sensei, he didn't have this good friend maybe in physical, he was not in front of him. It was Fujiwara Sensei in this book, in his marvelous book, A Standard of Shinshu Faith. Yes. And there, Yosho Sensei found many answers to his questions, and this guided him on the right path to the teachings of Shinran, Rennyo, and the larger sutra, as explained by the masters of our tradition, especially by Shinran. Okay, so this teaching or the teacher that appeared, in my case, it appeared in a physical form. Yes, it was Yosho Sensei who I could write letters to. Yes, I exchanged many letters. Yes, with Yosho Sensei at first. Yes, it was some years ago. Yes, and when this exchange started, then he started to guide me to faith in Amida Buddha. But there is a big difference between being a guru and being a Jodo Shinshu teacher. A guru is a person who must have a spiritual realization, who must be an enlightened being, or someone very close to enlightenment, or has some of the levels of great bodhisattvahood. Okay, and this guru gives you or transfers you some of his grace or some of his karmic energy to you, and you can understand the teachings, because the guru has wisdom of his own, and merits of his own, transcendental wisdom and transcendental merits. In our case, as Jodo Shinshu teachers and Jodo Shinshu students, we don't have any merits, any transcendental merits. We are actually filled with evil karma to the brim, and the only thing that makes a difference here is that we know about the primal vow of Amida Buddha, we know about general Buddhist teachings, and we only tell people, in the case of teachers, that they should entrust themselves to Amida Buddha, they should say his name, and they should wish to be born in his Pure Land. Yes, and we try to counteract grown views. Okay, but this is basically the job of a Jodo Shinshu teacher. And actually, the Jodo Shinshu teacher is not the source of Shinjin. The source of Shinjin is Amida Buddha himself. You could compare this to a person who is being given a medicine, and you are only giving the medicine that the doctor told you to give to others. You're like a nurse. You are helping. Yes, here. Okay. So there is nothing coming from you. You don't know you are not the creator of the medicine. You are only the transmitter. Okay. So this is the key thing. Yes. And this teacher should not accept wrong points of view. Okay. So if a Jodo Shinshu teacher accepts heresies, like for example, that Amida Buddha is a symbol, or for example, that the Pure Land is a state of mind, or this is not after death, or doesn't accept Mahayana concepts of morality, cosmology, you know, and Buddhist metaphysics, then this person cannot be even considered to be a Buddhist, let alone a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist. So this Senjishiki, or this Kalyana Mitra in Sanskrit, the good friend on the path, is a person who knows the Dharma well. Yes, it doesn't mean that he has to be an expert. Yes, Yosho Sensei is not a scholar. I am not a scholar either. Yes, we are not geniuses or people who know all of the sutras, but we know to the best of our ability the essential of Mahayana Buddhism and the essentials of the primal vow. Okay,
so we accept we accept
we
the
know,
teaching to be true.
Yes, we know that, and we accept it to be true, and we have faith in Amida Buddha. So when a person has faith in Amida Buddha, then, as Rennyo Shonin said, receive Shinjin yourself and make others receive Shinjin. Yes, but actually the source of Shinjin is Amida Buddha himself. So we are only like instruments of Amida Buddha, and Amida Buddha does his job. The only thing that we have to do here is just lead people to the primal vow and correct wrong points of view. Okay, so the spiritual teacher is a person who has received faith, yes, and who knows the Dharma well enough for him or her to transmit it in a simple way. You know, this is very important. Yes, and if this person receives Shinjin, then the influence of Amida Buddha in that person will make others create a connection with Amida Buddha, and then that person can have a direct connection with Amida Buddha himself. So we are very different from gurus. You are only teachers. Yes, teachers that help people, or that are good friends who tell you, hey, entrust yourself to Amida the same way I did. Say the name of Amida Buddha and have faith in him, because what he promises is true. Okay, this is basically the role of the good spiritual teacher. I don't know if Yosho Sensei wants to add something. This is a very important topic.
That's you said everything that needed to be said.
Yeah. Okay, Sensei, very good. Thank you for that. So basically, this is the good spiritual teacher. Yes.
Yes, we are just the finger pointing to the moon. We are the guys who point. We are just pointing to Amida Buddha. We are the good friends that you can ask. That we are always present if you need us. This is a teacher. A teacher is somebody who is there to serve. Is somebody who is there to help you understand the Dharma and receive faith. It is somebody that you can call, you can write anytime, and he must answer. He has to do whatever he can to answer and to be there for you. That's what a teacher is.
Yes, and a teacher, as you always point in your books, is someone that never mixes his own personal opinions with the Buddha Dharma. Yes? It's like a person who is giving the most perfect medicine. If you are not a doctor, aka a Buddha, you cannot play smart and change the medicine. The medicine has to be taken in the way it has been prescribed. So we always put the Dharma above our personal opinions, and we just transmit the Dharma. We are not the source of the Dharma. We are only the transmitters of what has been, transmitted to us. Okay. In this case, is the teaching of the primal vow, just exactly as Shinran taught it. This is why in Yosho Sensei's books you will find that he constantly is quoting the sutras. He's constantly quoting Shinran. He's not inventing anything. Yes, this is what the one thing that really moved me when I met Amidaji Sangha and Yosho Sensei is that his books are constantly teaching what Shinran said, what Shakyamuni Buddha said. He's never saying, okay, this is what I think that Jodo Shinshu means. not like that. Okay, very good. So we're going to continue. Yes. So then what is the next element? The next element is actually of utmost importance, is Amida Buddha's light. Okay, Josho Sensei explained it like this: Amida's light represents the working and the wish of Amida Buddha to save, to lead to Buddhahood or to enlightenment all sentient beings drowned in delusion. The manifestation of his work and wish is his primal vow. Okay, Amida's light is permanent, is the permanent presence upon beings everywhere, open or not open to it. Through his light, Amida Buddha tries permanently to influence beings and make them accept his salvation contained in the primal vow. It is like, and I love this analogy, I will explain. It is like an immense magnet attracting all beings to him. Some become open to it sooner while others do it in the future, where Amida will continue sending his light, or the message of the primal vow, until all samsaric realms become empty and all beings attain Buddhahood. Yes? Marvelous. Okay, so basically Amida Buddha's light is his message of salvation. It's the primal vow of Amida Buddha. Yes? Which says, if you entrust yourself to Amida Buddha, if you say his name, yes, with faith, yes, and if you wish to be born in the Buddha, you will go there and you will attain the objective of Buddhism, which is becoming a Buddha yourself, becoming an enlightened being with perfect wisdom and perfect compassion, which is after all the objective of Mahayana Buddhism. Yes, beautiful. So the Amida Buddha's light is the primal vow. Every time you read the primal vow or you hear the message of the primal vow, yes, conveyed in many different ways, it's like you are being exposed to the light of Amida Buddha. Okay, so the light of Amida Buddha is present and you have to open the door. What is to open the door? To surrender yourself to the primal vow, abandoning wrong points of view. Yes, because there is no way that the light of Amida Buddha can enter a person's heart if that person has wrong points of view, if that person denies Amida Buddha, if that person does not accept himself as an evil being, as we were talking about. Yes, so there are many things that you have to do to open this gate. Yes, and of course, as Rennyo Shonin said, if you keep listening to the Dharma again and again, due to great compassion, Shinjin will be given to you. Yeah, I compare this like baby staying near a fire, a good fire. Okay, it only takes some minutes for you to get warm. Okay, so if a person wants to stay even warmer, you stay longer. Okay, so you have to stay longer before the true teaching of Amida Dharma, and never mix it with anything else. You just listen to Amida Dharma over and over again, never mixing it, never mixing your mind, reading many things. You just focus on the basics of Amida Dharma, and eventually, by the grace of Amida Buddha, you will be given Shinjin. Okay, this is the.
That is why I ask those who want to study Jodo Shinshu to empty their cup or their mind of the various things, of personal opinions about this, about the Dharma, or of whatever they learned in various other places. This is why I ask people who come to study Jodo Shinshu to not join many online groups where there is no strict moderation, or where there is nobody who can actually teach the Dharma. See, that's why, because they need to listen again and again, to expose themselves again and again to true teaching, to good environments where the teaching is taught, and where other people also want to learn the Dharma. That's very important. This is the importance of the sangha. The sangha is the place where the Dharma is protected, taught, and learned. And this is why we need to have a good sangha, a faithful sangha, a sangha where there are no wrong views, and where everybody is serious, where only listening the Dharma is practiced, not like in various temples in the West, where you can go and practice karate, ikebana, tea ceremony, and whatever, and many things that are not related with solving the greatest matter of the afterlife, as Rennyo said.
Yoga.
Yes.
Hatha
Yes.
yoga is being taught in a lot of this sangha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't
And
know
also Zen practice is taught in many Jodo Shinshu temples, various meditations. So they do, many do whatever they can to make people go away from listening the Dharma. See?
You know, just the other day I was watching Facebook, and there was a pet day, in a Jodo Shinshu temple. I mean, I don't have anything against kids having a good time, but they were doing it inside the temple. You know, they were just having fun, maybe having, I think, like a barbecue or some kind of bazaar, or having like meals, and they never mention Amida Dharma, never. It's just they have turned temples into entertainment, and this
They
is
have
not
bazaars where they
Yes.
sell various things, and yes.
No, this is not good. At least, as Yosho Sensei says, yes, we should have a good sangha. This is why I'm very grateful to have found this sangha, Namamidabu, because indeed here the only thing that we talk about is the primal vow, and that is what the Jodo Shinshu temple is all about, not about worldly entertainment. Indeed. Okay, I will continue. Then, after you hear the primal vow, which is Amida Buddha's light, yes, and then when the door opens, what happens? You receive Shinjin. Okay, so Yosho Sensei explained like this: because of the good stored from the past, we meet with a good spiritual teacher, and we are open to his message, the primal vow. Okay, so this openness, this karma from the past, from past lives, and this life in which we are sincere spiritual practitioners, yes, we went to from one place to another. This happened to me as well. I practiced many religions before Buddhism, and even in Buddhism, I practiced there Theravada, Vajrayana. Even in Jodo Shinshu, then I started other schools in Pure Land Buddhism. Then finally, you listen to Amida Buddha's primal vow, according to the Jodo Shinshu interpretation of Shinran, yes? And at this moment, finally, there is the so-called awakening of faith, or when you receive faith from Amida Buddha, or the apparition of the entrusting heart, which is Shinjin. This takes place finally after all of these conditions are met. Then the entrusting heart, or Shinjin, means that the follower accepts the existence of Amida Buddha and relies exclusively on him for the attainment of Buddhahood in the Pure Land. Okay, so Shinjin is basically to say, okay, Amida Buddha, you say that if I say your name, if I entrust myself to you, Amida Buddha, and if I want to go to the Pure Land, then I will go there. Okay, I accept this to be true. Okay, Namo Amida Bu. And then the rest of your life, as Rennyo Shonin says, you say Namo Amida Bu as an expression of gratitude, devotion, and faith. Okay, this is the acceptance of Shinjin. This is nothing complicated. Yes, it's like jumping on a plane or on a boat. You know that you are going to the Pure Land regardless of what happens to you. This is the Shinjin, no? The diamond-like faith. It is indestructible because it comes from Amida Buddha himself. Amida Buddha is making you trust him. It's like a big magnet. So you say Namo Amida Buddha, yes? Okay, and then finally, yes, speaking of Nembutsu, then you say finally the saying of Amida Buddha's name as an expression of this faith in Amida Buddha. So naturally, a person who is in love with someone, if you are in love with a girl, or you love your mother, your brother, or sister, whatever, you will constantly think to them. Yes, you will think to them. You want to be with them. So it's natural if we love Amida Buddha, if we have devotion towards Amida Buddha, then you say Namo Amida Bu. I love you, Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Bu. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Bu. Thank you, Amida Buddha. So Nembutsu in the Jodo Shinshu tradition is an expression of paying homage, saying thank you to Amida Buddha for saving you as you are. Yes, all of these things are contained in the name of Amida Buddha, as it is taught by Rennyo and Shinran. Okay, so this is the only Nembutsu accepted in our tradition, the Nembutsu of faith and gratitude. Yes, not the Nembutsu of you try to consider Nembutsu as your own practice. No, the Nembutsu in Jodo Shinshu is an expression of faith and gratitude for being saved just as you are by Amida Buddha. Okay, so this is the last element of faith. So you see, the 5 elements of faith are actually a sequence. Yes, sometimes at first I didn't see it, but actually it's very clear that the order in which they are represents the process. Then through the store from the past, from this good karma from the past, you are open to the Mahayana, to the Buddhist teachings. Yes. Then you find, due to this past karma, yes, the good spiritual teacher, yes, and this spiritual teacher has Shinjin, has good points of view, and he teaches you the Dharma, and it can also be a book, yes. Then you hear the primal vow of Amida Buddha. Then you say, okay, I entrust myself to Amida Buddha. Thank you, Amida Buddha. And lastly, as a consequence of that, you say the Nembutsu, and then you go to the Pure Land. Yes? Of course, you go to the Pure Land after you die, no? Of course. But then you have this assurance of going to the Pure Land once this physical body fades away. Okay? I don't know if Yosho Sensei or Yoshin, Hosan, or Gregory, do you want to add something?
So the stored good from the past and the spiritual teachers are only conditions which create a beneficial environment for Amida's light to manifest. But they are not the direct causes for our birth in the Pure Land. So only the entrusting heart or Shinjin fate is the direct cause of birth in the Pure Land. Fate and the saying of the name are the manifestations of Amida's light in the heart of the practitioner and cannot exist independently of Amida's light. See? So only because of Amida's working and his wish to save us, we are able to entrust to him and say the Nembutsu. It's very, very good. And we have here a quote from Master Rennyo. Prompted by the working of this light or Amida's light, those endowed with past karmic good have come to attain the entrusting heart of other power. Thus, it has now become clear that the entrusting heart is bestowed by Amida Tathagata. Accordingly, we now clearly know that this is not the mind created by the followers, but the great entrusting heart of other power given to us by Amida Tathagata. So yes, Shinjin comes from Amida Buddha, fate comes from Amida Buddha, but we can receive Shinjin only if we are in an opening mood towards Amida's primal vow. Only if we are open, then we can entrust to Amida. Otherwise, we can't.
Yes, opening the window does not create the light of the sun, as Joshua Sensei puts in another example. It only allows the sun to enter, but the sun is shining, whether you believe in it or not. So
yes, Amida's light is everywhere, shining on all beings. But some beings have their window of heart and mind closed, so they can't actually reach a point when they entrust to Amida Buddha. They can't be influenced by the light of Amida Buddha to entrust to him because they are closed. They don't want to hear the teaching. They go to places where the true teaching is not taught. When they hear the true teaching, they don't want to hear it. The true teaching sounds too medieval or too fundamentalist for them. It's not too modern. It's not too fancy, you know. So they are not in an opening mood, opening state of mind. They don't have that good from the past. Yes.
Yes. And
if you guys want to add something, please do.
Yes.
Yes, Joshi.
No, I just agree. It's true. Absolutely.
Yeah. This we have to have this relation with Amida Buddha. Amida wants to save us, but we have to accept his salvation. We need first to accept that he is real, that he exists, that he is not a symbol or metaphor, and that his Pure Land is real, because we need to want to go to a place that is real. We can't go to a place which is not considered to be real, you know. We can't entrust to a person if we don't actually accept his existence. So we have to accept this, his existence, in order to entrust to Amida. We have to accept the existence of the Pure Land in order to wish to go to the Pure Land. Otherwise, there is no wish to go to the Pure Land if we don't think the Pure Land exists. So these are very simple things. Even children can understand. See? But some people are very stubborn in not being open to the simplicity of the Jodo Shinshu teaching.
Yes.